One of the things that I'm interested to talk about, if you are, is almost so how long have you been running now? So 2 years, give or take?
Um, to be honest, it's hard to keep up. Time just sort of like keeps on slipping by. I suppose, yeah, we've hit the 2 year mark now, I think.
No, cool. Because what I was going to say is that almost how was it what you expected, even with COVID? And if not, what was different about actually kind of running the business and doing it versus what you thought it was going to be like?
I mean, that's quite a difficult one because it's kind of hard to separate the COVID element
Hmm.
to the sort of running a business because obviously nobody's business plan had global pandemic in any year, certainly not year one. But I suppose the good thing about running the business is, especially when you're on your own, you wear a lot of hats and you learn very quickly what you're good at and what you're not good at, and where you need to potentially outsource or where you need to develop some more skills. I suppose I saw the business developing along a little bit of a different line to what it has, but it's still developed and it's expanded, and we've had our products out and about, and people are really enjoying them and
Hmm.
like sharing them with their family and stuff like that. So that was the element that we sort of wanted to focus on and where we wanted to aim. Um, I suppose the other bits is basically just sort of breaking into the market. We expected that to potentially be a little bit easier and a little bit quicker.
Than it
But
was.
again, that's generally down to the fact that a lot of places have been shut for so long.
No, no, it's a valid point. It's that balance of when knowing how difficult it is to produce something. Like, I love your how much time and effort realistically did you go into things like bottle choice? And all the tiny little details that most people, when they receive a product, they think it just comes and that's it. But so, how did you kind of go through that process? Did you look at 50 different bottles? Did you go on cost? I'm just trying to intrigue, about the process of developing a new kind of product from scratch.
No, I mean you are right. There was a lot of elements that go into that, bottle shape being one of them. We went to various different suppliers, got a collection of bottles, and then you get them sort of based on shape and size and whether they'll work with the equipment that you've got, which is a
Hmm.
good factor, which obviously we found out after the fact when we got bottles that wouldn't fit on the machine that we use for bottling, which was great. And then you've got to sort of break into the other elements of, will people like this when they pick it up? Will it sort of stand out on
Hmm.
the shelf kind of thing, which is why we went with a nice sort of square long bottle. It was very elegant. It was very nice. And for our second gin, we've gone with a more sort of stockier square bottle, primarily because it's a nice shape. It works well with the branding. Our labels go around, which is quite nice. It's different to the usual sort of round bottles that you see. And with them being shorter and stockier, they fit better in packaging and things as well. So
Hmm.
there's also a reduction in packaging and things like that, which we like to try and work into the products as well.
Because I always find it funny that the amount of detail and time that I'll spend looking at tiny little things that nobody else will ever notice. But it's your baby, it's your thing that you've kind of built from scratch, and it's kind of